tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a past the doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. This is the Indy Kid coming at you. Just go look over Tennessee's remaining schedule today. Going to kind of look at what they have left, where I think they can go, where they're currently at. Dropped a video yesterday talking about keys to the season moving forward, how I personally feel Brandon Huntley Hatfield is the key. If you haven't listened to that already, go back and listen to that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think on that. Videos dropping 2 days ago. Boogie dropped a video about the staffer coming from North Carolina for recruiting. Yesterday, talking about Harrison Bailey, why he's still in the portal as well. Make sure you check those out. And let's get into it. Tennessee currently sitting 11-5, 2-3 in conference. Now, Tennessee's 5 losses, make no bones about it, they've been to good teams. Villanova, Texas Tech, Alabama, LSU, Kentucky. Nothing to hang your head about in those games, but some frustrating games in there as well. This team has a shot tonight, 9 p.m. at Vanderbilt. Of course, Dauber and I will not be live tonight. I will recap it in the morning for you. Boogie will get that uploaded sometime tomorrow morning, unless something breaks with football. But 9 p.m., Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's made strides this year. They're a better team than they have been the last year or two. They've had they just beat Georgia over the weekend. They lost to Kentucky by 12, lost to South Carolina by 2, and they beat Arkansas earlier. So Vandy's sitting at 2-2 in the conference right now, and they had let's see. Well, that's actually their only 4. Their canceled game was against Stanford, so that was not a conference game. At Vandy, got to think that Vandy's going to bring it tomorrow night. I expect them to play Tennessee tough, but Tennessee needs to take control of this game. It's Tennessee's time to have that game. They have not played really a full 40-minute good game since conference play has began. They had their moments against Alabama, but ultimately down the stretch, Alabama got the better of them. Ole Miss game, I still don't know how they won that game, but they did. Hats off that they pulled that out. South Carolina, that was a tough first half, good second half to finish at Kentucky. Blowout city. LSU, they had their moments there as well, but couldn't get it done down the stretch. So what does this team need to do going forward? We talked about it on the post-game Saturday, and one of the things, we just assume getting to the tournament is a guaranteed, but is that more of an if or is it a for sure? Looking into this schedule, so this is my opinion on it and where they should go. So thinking they're at 11-5, 2-3 in conference, I feel they should go to Vanderbilt and win tomorrow night. That'd put them to 12-5 overall, 3-3 in conference. LSU comes to town Saturday in Knoxville, 6 p.m. Dauber and I will be live after that game as well. But 6 p.m. Thompson Bowling Arena, number 13 LSU. Tennessee has a 9-game home court winning streak going. That's a game you need to get. That's a resume booster. That's a confidence builder. They were in that game. Actually, they were in it for the first Second half, wheels kind of fall off. They did come back, cut it to 5, but I feel a lot of it was self-inflicted. Their defense, they've had a couple bad defensive games in a row. That was the start of it. And that was against an LSU team that's normally not that great on offense. So what's going on with that defense? And, it's one thing if the defense is down, but that's been this team's calling card. That's what's won them games this year. It's not been the offense. This team has to play defense to win, but sometimes maybe you need to sacrifice a little bit of defense for some offense. It can't be if you're going to have guys in for defense and they can't score, they better be playing their defense. Don't think that's been the case the last couple games, but let's say Tennessee wins tomorrow night 3-3. I really feel you got to get LSU Saturday. Watching that game the first time around, and as frustrating as it was, I feel Tennessee can win that game. This is my prediction going forward. We'll say Tennessee wins Saturday, goes to 4-3 in conference, 13-5 overall. Florida comes to town the following week. I think these two teams, I think Tennessee's a little better. I think they'll have that advantage coming to Knoxville, with Florida coming to Knoxville. 5-3 in conference based on that. They've got Texas at Texas. I still feel this is one they can win. So if they win the next two, that would put them at 13-5. Count in Florida, that's 14-5. Texas is another good chance for a resume booster, but you're playing at Austin. There's going to be some emotion in that game with Rick Barnes coming back home. That's a tough one to call. I'll give Texas the advantage based on home court. 14-6. Texas A&M at home. This team is 15-2 right now. But I haven't seen where Tennessee, their conference schedule has been top loaded. It has been tough coming out of the gate. There is no doubt about it. Texas A&M's, it seems like it's been the opposite end of the spectrum. Tennessee gets the win there. They go to 6-3. That will be a 4-game streak at South Carolina, February 5th. I don't see the results changing. I expect a closer game in Columbia, 7-3. At Mississippi State, tough game right here. Mississippi State has beat Alabama. They lost against Ole Miss. They beat Arkansas. I'm going to say that's a Wednesday night. It's a 9 p.m. Tennessee's had trouble there in the past. We'll go 7-4. Vanderbilt at home, 8-4. They win that. Kentucky coming to Knoxville. What kind of changes can Tennessee make in that game? I'm going to have to see. As of right now, based on what we saw Saturday, I'm going to say 8-5. But Tennessee improves, picks it up. They can win that game. It's at home. It's a 9 o'clock game on February 15th. At Arkansas, this is a team in Arkansas I feel is really not playing to their standard. But at Arkansas, we'll say 8-6. That's going to be a tough one to win on the road. At Missouri, it's going to be tough, but this team is not very good. Tennessee goes to 9-6. Auburn at home. Bruce Pearl's had Rick Barnes' number. Auburn may very well be the best team in the country. 8-7. At Georgia, Georgia's bad. Tennessee goes to 9-7. Hopefully my counts are. I may be off on this. Right now I've kind of lost track. And then Arkansas and Thompson bowling. I will say Tennessee finishes off with 10 wins in conference. That's my prediction on it. Would I bet it? Absolutely not. Not with this team, but I feel that is a valid going forward. But this team is going to have to pick it up on the offensive end. I say it again. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, I feel, is the key. Chandler, got to get more out of him. Vescovy, you're getting what you're getting out of him. There's not going to be any doubt this guy's going to bring it every night. Jordan James, got to pick it up. Somebody else along. Kamwa, Fulkerson, Powell, Bailey. We need somebody for this team to step it up. Started off yesterday with the video of Mike Eckler talking about needing some RLDs. Tennessee basketball needs some RLDs to finish this stretch. Finish strong, go into the SEC tournament, get a few wins there, and then go into the NCAA tournament. Hopefully playing your best basketball of the season because, frankly, it doesn't matter what happens in January. it matters in August. Does this team have what it takes? We're going to see. We're going to see what kind of changes and what kind of adjustments they make based on how they've been playing. I don't think the season's over by any stretch. They've started out conference with a tough stretch. It's going to get easier moving forward. Where does this team stack up against the rest of the conference? It's going to be interesting to see. But, again, no postgame tonight, but I'll have a recap with you tomorrow, and we'll see where we go from there. The only thing for certain this week, Dauber and I live Saturday after LSU. But guys, have a good rest of your day. Take care. My name's Andy Kidd. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Go Big Orange.
VAWLS.